back to Hi Guys, it's your boy BDR, and I'm back with another AQ Roads video. You know, the year is 2016. You know, LeBron and the Cavs came back from 3-1. Kevin Durant signed to the Warriors. Trump won the presidency in 2016. The Mannequin Challenge, Black Beatles, etc. I can understand why people say that 2016 was this goated year, even though it's kind of a bit overrated in my opinion, but just there. So, probably wondering, what did AQ Roads do in 2016? Well, they dropped Archpaladin, which was their anniversary class, their birthday class, their 8th birthday class. So yeah, we're gonna be doing an overview on it. This class is like 8 years old and whatnot. So yeah, I'm pretty sure with these overviews, you guys already know the gist of how I do things. So yeah, let's get started with how to obtain Archpaladin. Alright guys, so in order to get, Archpaladin, you have to first complete the Throne of Darkness storyline. Shouldn't take that long. Then you /join Dark Throne Hub. You're going to want to talk to Artix. Click on Archpaladin, click on Shop. Now there's two ways of getting Archpaladin. You can, one, buy it for 2 KACs. I mean, that's what I did way back then before Forge enhancements came out. And you could just, get it for free, but you have to complete the Paladin Recruit quest. As you can see, I'm already done with them. I mean, I would highly recommend grinding the quest instead of buying it for 2 KACs, because it's like the Archpaladin armor is a requirement for Valiance, a very, very good, end game weapon enhancement. But the only way I could like recommend, buying it for 2 KACs nowadays is that, if you don't care about Forge, or you don't plan on farming Forge enhancements, then you could buy it for 2 KACs in my opinion, because it's like Archpaladin is kind of like the only, non-chrono class that's worth, buying for ACs in my opinion. Now we got that out of the way, let's look at the, the class's skills. So yeah, Archpaladins gain mana from all hits landed in combat, especially on crits. Regular auto attack, we have the rank 1 commandment. Long range attack can deal damage to 3 targets, weakening up to 6 times, stacks up to 6. Reducing their outgoing damage, crit chance, and hit chance by 5%. Dodge and defense by 10% per stack. Undead, take extra damage. We have the Himalite, 40 mana, one of the best heals in the game. Heals up to 7 friendly targets. Recovering a great amount of health that always crits, and granting you 20% defense and endurance for 15 seconds. Then we have the Righteous Seal, which is 20 mana, 25%, 20-second cooldown, long range attack to 1 target. Now, 90% damage reduction right here. Not damage reduction, but 90% less damage. Here are the rank 4 passives. Then your rank 5, which is your nuke. See here, broken seal linger, reducing your opponent's damage dealt by 15% for 25 seconds, stacking up to 2. And here's the rank 10 passive. Alright, got that out of the way. Let's go on to combos and enhancements. Alright, so here's the build that we're rocking with Archpaladin. Valiance to boost up stats. Now for substitutes, All Blast. Lucky because this class needs to crit. And based off of crits, Vanglory for extra damage. The heal is good enough, even with Vanglory reducing the healing intake, and base Forge to increase strength and luck. Now we got that out of the way. Now then, for your combo, you're gonna want to do 3, 2, 4. Wait halfway until it's done, until 4 is done, and then press 5. And use 3 when you need to heal. Now, Archpaladin, when it comes to soloing, its main role is to just be a tanky class that can deal, great DPS. As you can see right here, paired it up with Valiance, which is boosting all stats. Righteous Steel, and the 2 and 4 reducing, the hit chance, crit chance, up halfway again, 100k. Right there, And as you can see, we're barely taking any damage, because that's usually Archpaladin's role is to be a tanky DPS soloing class. As role that applies, great debuffs such as, reducing hit chance, crit chance, damage reduction, apply, and one of the best heals in the game in its third skill. Okay, let's end this out right here. We just cleared that in a minute 10, 697,000 damage. And look how many damage we took, like 203. So overall, in terms of soloing, Archpaladin is like a pretty damn good soloer. Now let's move on to farm. Alright guys, now let's check out Archpaladin in terms of farming. Now, Archpaladin in terms of farming, not gonna lie, it's a pretty good class for farming. I mean, it could provide, great nukes, heal over time just in case things get rough. Long range attacks, can attack multiple targets. It has the makings of like being a good farming class, and right here kind of proves it. Good ass nukes, killing these high mobs in stream war. It just makes it all the goodness. Overall, while barely being hit at all. And it's just like, wow. Because it's like, I never really, me personally, I never really saw Archpaladin in like the light of like a farming class. I just mainly saw it more as a solo. As as time and time progresses, it's like, using it in farming, it's like, wow, I understand why people like talk about it, as a farming class, because it's like, look what it could do. Look at the mobs it could clear. Good heal, damage reduction, nuke as well. In terms of farming, Archpaladin, it could be a nice farming option, especially if you lack some of the top tier farming options, such as, Revenant, Archmage, Dragon of Time, etc. Now, let's move on to this class's survivability and support. Alright guys, now for survivability and support. Now this class's, survivability, it is, it does have a good survivability due to its heal and whatnot, and, due to the fact it could, reduce damage, reduce hit chance and whatnot. It's actually, holding its own, against Colossal Primarch. Now, in terms of support, this class has one of the best supports in the entire game, with its heal, giving us more base HP, it's 2, 4, and 5 skill, reducing damage, reducing hit chance, making it like one of the best, party classes, support classes in the entire game, while also being a tanky soloer as well. But, at times, hard enough bosses can really come at it and, give it trouble. So, yeah, it's just like, there's like a reason why, like, Archpaladin is so, like, highly regarded when it comes to, soloing and partying and party fights, because it's like, look what it's offering to the team. Offering all this damage reduction, offering, god tier heals, and offering, a very good nuke as well. Like I said, making it, very, very viable for group fights, ultras, challenge bosses, and whatnot. I'll just stop right there. Here's what it accomplished. Now then, let's move on to the final thoughts about Archpaladin. Alright guys, now for the pros and cons. The pros of the class are, it's a good soloer, great DPS, one of the tankiest classes in the entire game, and it's one of the best, party / support classes in the game. And lastly, it's used in every single ultra and challenge boss, as it plays the role of the tanky soloing class that offers debuffs, that gives debuffs to the opponent. Now we got pros out of the way. Now for cons. The cons of Archpaladin are, you get, cooldowns could be a bit of an issue. especially for, I mean, look at this, 25-second cooldown, the nuke, another 25-second cooldown. So, at times, when you're doing, combo, you're gonna be waiting a bit, and don't forget that, there's two skills here that do extra damage when you're fighting undead. So, keep that in mind. But it's kind of like I wish it was applied to every monster besides undead. But I digress. Now, for my final verdict, Archpaladin is one of the best all-rounder classes in the entire game. It could farm, it could solo, it could, provide support, it could tank, heal, provide debuffs for the party, and it's just like, whew, highly recommend getting this class, as your account value will increase by a lot if you get this class. Alright, that's been the Archpaladin Overview. Guys, make sure to like, share, subscribe, ring that bell. And yeah, hi guys, out.